I want to talk today a bit about how I feel in general. I think that's the reason why I even started this channel. And I don't want to do blame game here, but I feel the world is going insane. And I do see this in many places, regardless the countries I've been to, regardless the type of environments, being those different academic systems, different type of companies, different type of societies. I feel like there is so much need for well-being and sanity, I would say, which is the minimum to live an appropriate type of life. There is so much burnout, but not just from jobs, like in general. And I think we cannot just stay and play the victim. We should speak up. But what I notice is that we don't really do that as often and as much and as strongly as we should. And I've seen many people who complain about situations they're at, complain about their jobs, but then you go there, work with them, and they just play the game. And I understand that some of them are kind of doing it not in a way that they don't care, but because they're trying to have that salary. But I do miss leaders. I did mention in my other videos that I studied leadership, but I'm not seeing those people around us a lot. I'm not seeing a Martin Luther King. I'm not seeing a Nelson Mandela. Where are those people who did not even care about their own safetyness and they just fought with their preparation and their words and their actions? I come from Albania, and Albania had 50 years of communism. And I'm proud of the people who didn't care about if they're being killed, they still spoke up. And some of them died, many of them died. But nowadays, I feel this country is so much corruption, and people are just sleeping. And recently, I saw finally, some demonstration which is happening, some protest to preserve some preserved area which is being stolen from the government, I would say. I would dare to say that, because if you're not transparent with law of protection, then that means that you're stealing it and selling it to other countries for some resorts. And finally, there is the youth standing up without having any political party involved, because if there is a political party, they actually don't trust them. But why are they not standing up in even smaller things, even in the day-to-day talks? And I don't know, I just feel very frustrated. I I feel like I've been speaking up my entire life, and even people I know, they don't get that. They're like, why are you getting involved in this? Why are you getting involved in that? I'm like, how about getting involved? Because if you don't, how are things going to change? How? Can you tell me how? If we all just shut up and play the victim or just stay there? I don't think that what Rosa Parks did when she stood up in the bus she was taking. She stood up for the rights, and not just for her, but for whatever community she was representing. But I'm not feeling that a lot among people in general across the world. I don't think I'm alone. I think there are more people like that, but I am feeling alone in this way of thinking. I don't know. Life is so precious. We only get one, one at least, for what we are aware of in this planet. We're just like throwing it like that. I don't know. There is a lot of mixed feelings in me. Sometimes I want to hide. I want to go to some desert and be by myself. But the point is not just about me, it's about the humanity in general. I don't get why people don't care. If I go somewhere else and I'm just by myself, what's going on in the world in general, it's continuing to go like that. So just ignoring it's not gonna help the society in general, and I don't care just about myself. So I do beg people to work a little bit more with themselves and to have a stronger calling to awaken and not just be aware, but act on it. If you're at work and you feel that you are treated in a way that you don't deserve, speak up, find an option B, do what you can at the place you're at to speak up. And if you hear that that system is a system that's not going to protect you, then just freaking leave. Okay? Leave. I don't think you'll starve. I think you still will find a way. These are not easy options and choices, but I think we do deserve to be treated as human beings and have the dignity preserved. But that's not going to change unless we don't speak up, unless we make the people who lack the formation that they need, who lack the empathy, who lack the values, to be feeling like they are the ones out of place. I don't know. I don't know if I feel just sad. I don't know why I ended up in this world where I feel like I care and I don't see many people who do care about the world and other people. I don't even know why I ended up doing a PhD in leadership and I'm living in a country that has nothing to do with leadership or any value whatsoever when it comes to representation at the government level, and different type of political parties are all corrupted. So there must be something there in my journey that it was meant to be this way. So I'm trying to figure that out. But it's not just about this country. I think, as I mentioned, I've seen a lot of injustice. And I do believe in this being a trial and maybe future lives, but still, I think we need to speak up. I don't see any other way. And speaking up just by yourself, it's not the way. We need to organize ourselves. We need to build these communities. We need to speak as much as possible so more people get awakened. So then we can create a movement where we no longer take bullshit in any type of society, organization, company, setup, whatever system crap that is. So, what are you going to do about it? Because I cannot do this alone. I just can't. It's not possible. There's no science that says in a siloed way things will change. It has to be a movement. And if we look at the science of change management, we do need change advocates. So, and I'm fine in being that with other people that I've met in my life. I've been lucky to have more people looking at life this way. So, yeah, I need you to be a change agent in your life so we can build that community together. Otherwise, really, this is going to be a really boring life and a really suppressive. And I don't think I came here to live in a boring life. So please help me, help you. Let's not allow anyone to make us feel this way because we design our own life. It is our right, and nobody else can take that away from us. It's almost midnight. I cannot sleep because of these thinking. I do need to wake up differently, thinking that I'm not just going crazy here and being the only one thinking this way. And we should stop ignoring all these injustices that happen around the world in all sorts of settings. I really wish I lived in those days. I really wish I had a Mandela near me. That would be a meaningful life and it would be inspiring. I don't know. Why something that's so easy in us, like being human, we're born with it, becomes so difficult for some people. And I understand that the background and upbringing and all these systems that maybe messed up their lives, so they are limited, they cannot think more than a certain level. But what are we other people doing about it? How are we helping with awakening those around us? And there was a time that I was a bit more angry about this until I was reading Rumi, which is one of my favorite poets, talking about being the change that you want to see. So I started focusing more on myself, and that's when I even chose to do the PhD in leadership, and it was very an introspective journey. But after that, focus on myself, I realized that we need a mass. We need a mass. That's why we need to speak up, and that's why I share all these things, even though on my short videos it sounds like I'm just having a fun life by the nature. But deep down, there is a wide spread care about humans, even about those who are actually so messed up that do need this awakening. But we need to speak up. That's the only way. Please do so wherever you find the opportunity for yourself and for others. Good night.